In today's video, we're going to be talking about having a personal gold to silver ratio along with two different stacking strategies that could help you stay focused and organized while stacking the precious metals. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about both silver and gold and different ways you can go about stacking the precious metals, and not necessarily going by the gold to silver ratio, but way you can have your own personal gold to silver ratio. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new.
Make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today
is Thursday, July 22nd, 2021. It's actually still Wednesday the 21st as I'm filming the video, so I have no idea what the spot price is going to be by the time the video drops. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. But today I wanted to talk about having a personal gold to silver ratio, and it's not necessarily going by the spot price compared to the other spot price. It's not about what the actual gold to silver ratio is. It's about stacking in a very strategic way to make sure that you're getting X amount of ounces of gold for every X amount of ounces of silver, or you can do it in a more fiat currency dollar bill focused type of way. We'll explain that as the video goes on, but what I'm going to do in this video is include a clip from last night's VIP Club live stream. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to join. Monthly giveaways, weekly live streams, daily silver and gold deal alerts, and a whole lot more. But we were talking about having a personal gold to silver ratio. Actually, we were talking about a lot of different things, but there was a portion of the stream where we were talking about having a gold to silver ratio of our own, focusing on getting a certain amount of gold for a certain amount of silver. And I also explained why this is not really my stacking strategy. It's just not really something that I've ever really participated in. I've always been the type to go after what I find to be the better deal, and for the most part, over the last 3.5 years of my stacking journey, I have found that silver, at least in my opinion, has been the better deal for the most part. Not to mention, in my opinion, I think silver has more room to grow and perform over time, whereas gold, maybe not so much. And I could be wrong, by the way, but I don't think gold really has the growth potential that silver has. But gold is definitely the much more stable metal of the two. So moral of the story is, if you want the best of both worlds, stack a little bit of both. That's what I do. But I'm going to include that clip right here to explain why I don't have, or I don't know, or never cared about having a personal gold to silver ratio, along with two different stacking strategies that could help you stay focused and structured and organized as you're stacking. And then once that clip is over, I'm going to hop back on to talk about why I'm much more gold focused today than ever before. 3.5 years of stacking silver and gold, I didn't even start worrying too much about gold until maybe about a year ago. I'll explain exactly why that is. But first, here's the clip. Here we go. Okay, spot price of silver right now live is $25.26. Gold is $18.0350. And the gold to silver ratio is, gold to silver ratio is currently in the 71 to 72 range. Ooh, that's not what we like to see. We don't like to see those numbers going up. Well, some of us do. So there are a lot of strategies that people have when it comes to the gold to silver ratio, because you don't really have much control over the gold to silver ratio, but I guess you have full control, if you think about it, complete and total control over your own personal gold to silver ratio. AKA, there are a lot of people out there who believe stacking an ounce of gold for every 100 ounces of silver is ideal, is the right move. Now, I'm not going to say that it's right. I'm not going to say that it's wrong. It's all personal preference. I know people that do 50 to 1. I know people who have several hundred ounces of silver and don't even have a full troy ounce of gold. Maybe they have half an ounce of gold or a couple little 10th ounces or something like that. There's really no right and wrong way of going about stacking. If you ask me, and if you want my honest, humble opinion, I think the right way to stack silver and gold is by stacking silver and gold. I don't think you need to have a very specific personal gold to silver ratio. If you have one, I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. It's a good way of staying structured and organized. But if you have your own personal gold to silver ratio, the most common one I hear is about 1 to 100, an ounce of gold for every 100 ounces of silver. I do not disagree with that. I don't think that that's a bad idea at all, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's actually a pretty solid personal gold to silver ratio. However, there's a different way of going about having your own personal gold to silver ratio as well. And it's not even really a set amount of silver in comparison to a set amount of gold. It's actually a little bit more currency focused, a little bit more fiat driven. Currency focused. So rather than picking up an ounce of gold for every 100 ounces of silver, they'll dedicate a very specific amount of cash to silver and then to gold. For example, they'll put, I don't know, X amount of dollars into gold for every X amount of dollars they put into silver. Now, with the spot price and the gold to silver ratio constantly fluctuating, it's volatile, it's all over the place sometimes, it's kind of sporadic, especially during times of economic uncertainty. The amount of silver you're able to get with that very specific amount of dollars will change. $100 does not get us nearly as much silver today as it did 2 years ago. But they don't adjust how much silver they're going after. They're still keeping it as that very specific amount of dollars they put into silver. If it's $100 and a couple of years ago could have gotten them about 5 ounces of silver, they haven't changed anything. They're still putting $100 into silver as often as they can. Nowadays, they can get you 3, maybe 3.5 ounces of silver instead of 5, but that's still the focal point. They're still putting $100 in however often they please, rather than saying, I'm going to get 5 ounces of silver no matter what. Well, okay, well, that's all fine and dandy. You could do that if you'd like, but what if the spot price were to go to, I don't know, $100? You going to put $500 in every time you're stacking silver? Probably not. I mean, maybe. Who knows? If you have the currency, good for you. God bless you. I don't. I can't just pull $500 out of nowhere, out of a hat with a rabbit. I can't do that. I wish I could. But I can commit to a certain amount of dollars that I put into silver and also into gold. So there's a couple different ways of going about it if you want to have a personal gold to silver ratio. Now, for me personally, I have no idea what my personal gold to silver ratio is. No idea. Never really calculated it. I've never really gone about stacking that way. So I never said X amount of gold for X amount of silver or X amount of dollars into silver for every X amount of dollars I put into gold. I've never really worried about that. For the last 3.5 years, I've been like 95% focused on silver. I just dedicate a majority of my attention to silver, and I've picked up gold from time to time over the years, strictly for diversification purposes. I never set out to get a very specific amount of gold. I've never made the decision or set a goal for myself to get a certain amount of gold in a certain amount of time, or for a certain amount of silver. I've never really worried about that before. My eyes have been pretty much on silver and silver only for the last couple of years, with the exception of the last 365 days. I've been a little bit more gold focused, but the only reason behind that is because the premiums have been much more fair on gold than silver the last year, to say the least. So for me personally, I do not know what my personal gold to silver ratio is. I've never stacked that way, but I do respect and appreciate The fact that it can keep you structured, it can keep you organized, it can keep you on track. And if you're a goal setter, having a personal gold to silver ratio can really keep you on track to smashing those goals, if you ask me. I go with the best deals, but silver is probably 80% of my stack. Yeah, that's pretty much been my strategy as well. Go with whatever I believe is the best deal at the time, and more often than not, silver has always been the better deal for me anyway. But as of 2020, it seems like gold has been slightly better of a deal in certain, at least on certain coins. But if I had to guess, I would say silver is probably closer to 95% of my stack, which might not be the greatest. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of silver, but there actually might be something wrong with not having very much gold. So I need to beef up my gold stack just a little bit. I need to play catch up a little. Okay, so that right there was about an 8-minute clip from a, believe it or not, over 4-hour long live stream. That is the longest stream I had ever done in the VIP club. I will leave the link in the description in case you want to watch it, or in case you want to tune into my next live stream. I do them every single Wednesday night. I also do monthly giveaways, and I have a new one launching this weekend. And I also do daily silver and gold deal alerts and a whole lot more, so link in the description if you want to join. But away from all that, I explained why I've never really had a personal gold to silver ratio. Or I guess I do have a personal gold to silver ratio, I just have no idea what it is. But I explained why I've never really stacked that way. I've never picked up a certain amount of gold for every X amount of troy ounces of silver that I got my hands on. I don't put a certain amount of dollars into silver for every amount of dollars I put into gold. I've never really stacked that way. It's just not my way of stacking, plain and simple. But for the last couple of years, I've been far, far, far more heavily focused on silver. But right around a year ago, I kind of switched things up a little bit. Now, starting about a year ago, silver was still my precious metal of choice, still my priority metal, still my main focus, but I just kind of shifted things a little bit. Instead of 95% of my attention on silver and 5% on gold, it was maybe, I don't know, 75-25 potentially, somewhere around there. And the reason for that is because, as I explained in the clip, partially, gold happened to have been the better deal last year. You can get more bang for your buck. While the premiums on silver were sky high, the premiums on gold, they did go up a little bit last year, but they weren't nearly as astronomical as the premiums on silver. So if you actually do the math and figure out, if you measure the gold to silver ratio and say, okay, if I put X amount of dollars into silver versus X amount of dollars into gold, you're going to be paying way higher of a premium on all of that silver in comparison to the gold. So I took it as an opportunity to focus my attention on something that I came to realize that I was kind of weak on. I was weak on gold last year, which is why I wanted to pick up the pace when it came to the beautiful yellow metal. I didn't have enough gold. I still don't have enough gold. And guess what? I still don't have enough silver either. But I came to the conclusion that the amount of gold that I have in comparison to the amount of silver that I have didn't really make sense to me. So I realized, I was like, wow, I'm really lacking in the gold department. I should probably focus a little bit more of my attention on gold, especially right now when the premiums on silver are completely bonkers. Why not focus on something that I can get a little bit more bang for my buck that I'm already lacking anyway? Now, don't get me wrong. I picked up plenty of silver last year, believe me. But I picked up more gold last year than any other year of the past. I would actually go as far as to say I probably got a majority of the gold that I own last year alone, between last year and this year. I have been posting sporadic videos, maybe once a month or once every other month, about a new gold coin because I was working on the international troy ounce of gold. So every time that I would get a gold coin that I didn't already have, I would make an unboxing and review video, whether it be the 10th ouncers, whether it be the quarter ouncers. And I just played it like a game. That's what I was doing. and I was playing catch up a little bit. I still have no idea what my personal gold to silver ratio is, but I would imagine that gap has closed in a little bit ever since I started focusing a little bit more of my attention on gold. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Do you have a personal gold to silver ratio? Do you stack X amount of gold for every X amount of ounces of silver? Do you put a certain amount of cash into silver and a certain amount of cash into gold? Or do you not even worry about it? Are you a little bit more like me and you try to get the best of both worlds by stacking whatever the better deal is at the time on the precious metals?
And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I'm posting exclusive VIP-only adventure vlogs. I also do giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button like a Karen hits a bus window. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Bunch of brand new videos over there. I posted one about China banning cryptocurrency, one about AT&T cutting its dividend, other videos about real estate, videos about silver, videos about gold, and a bunch of others. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 3,000 subscribers. We just hit 2,000, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. And of course, last but not least, the brand new DYDSS Karen Free Zone t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug.
My name is not Karen.
Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again.
When it comes to having a personal gold to silver ratio, is that your method of stacking? Is that how you go about acquiring the silver and the gold? Do you pick up X amount of ounces of gold for every X amount of ounces of silver? Do you put X amount of cash into gold for every X amount of cash you put into silver? Is that really your way of going about stacking? Or do you just go for the better deal? And maybe you've actually taken the time to do the math and figure out what your personal gold to silver ratio is, even though that's not necessarily your stacking method or strategy. Or are you someone just like me, just going for the best bang for your buck? Maybe you realize you were lacking in this area, so you go and strengthen your weakness while maintaining your strengths. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.